Hey, everybody. Welcome on in to The Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Nick Padone, and Rob Watson. Today is a beautiful Friday, May 2nd. Guys, what's up? How are we feeling? You guys always say that you hesitate when I say that.
You should address somebody when you don't want to all
talk at the same time to start the show, get off on a bad note.
Who are you going to first?
It doesn't matter. That's the beauty of a podcast. It doesn't matter.
It's Friday. We're in for a fun Friday. Got a lot to get into on the factor. Little fair or foul at the end.
Oh,
yeah, we're throwing things back today.
Jack, what's up, bro?
Not too much.
Congrats, by the way, to your Vegas night.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Super. I almost just swore really bad. So super happy about the Vegas Golden Knights advancing on to round 2 of the playoffs, man. Getting it done against Minnesota, one of the best teams in the regular season. You can't beat it. I mean, guys, like driving down the streets today, you saw the hats out on the street for Vegas. I mean, you can't beat it, can you?
Rob, what's up?
I've been having some good nights, man. I've been watching the new season of You on Netflix. I mean, I
watched the first 3.
Interesting. It got interesting, bro. It started kind of slow for me.
I stopped when he went across the pond.
I mean,
spoiler.
This guy, it's so unrealistic now, but now at the end they're kind of turning it into like a social commentary on like today's America. It's a little interesting.
Real quick run around with everyone. One show that was ruined for you guys. At some you love the show, and then at some point it came off and they just ruined it for you.
Suits.
Mine's actually super sad.
Like, wait. Somebody spoiled it, or the show just fell
so
off?
If you want it to be a spoiler, go for it. But where my head was at more so was like, I could go first. Like, I watched Game of Thrones. I loved Game of Thrones.
Don't say it.
Then
I'm not gonna say what happened. But the ending ruined it for me.
So I'll say this: Game of Thrones is the greatest show ever created. I've
Absolutely.
watched the first 5 seasons, and I haven't watched season 6, 7, or 8 because I heard 1, they're really bad. And 2, I don't want the series to end because I'll never be able to watch it again for the first time.
I would say
Correct.
season 6 and season 7 are absolutely incredible television, and
It's
that
just the last season that's ass.
the first 3 episodes of the season 8 are awesome, but then some things happen, and
the ending.
it's the ending. Yeah, the ending of the show sucks. That's it. That's the only issue.
Fair.
Everybody in here has seen The Office, right?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Huh?
You haven't?
I don't really think it's that funny, to be honest.
All right, so you don't care if I spoil it?
No, by no means.
All
Go
right,
for
like
it.
my first time ever watching it through, somebody spoiled for me that Michael leaves.
I've never heard. I'll be honest.
And I was
Office
like,
spoiler is
I was
crazy,
like,
though.
I was like, no way does that happen.
I've never heard somebody spoil a sitcom.
That's what that's
That's
interesting.
unreal, actually.
Yeah, but like because I was so late to like watch it all the way through. So imagine though finding out when you're at like season 3 or 4 of The Office that Michael Scott leaves. You would be then every time you watch an episode you're like, is this the one where he's out?
That was like, I don't know if anybody of you have watched that 70s show.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite sitcom of all time. When Eric leaves, it's like, I'm not watching this shit anymore.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened with Suits. Like one of the main characters, Mike, goes to jail, then he gets out, then he leaves. After that, the show's cooked.
Did you watch Suits?
Meghan Markle, though.
Have you watched Suits LA?
I didn't. Is it good?
I watched
hear
the
it's
first episode because it was free. I don't
trash.
pay for Peacock. It was okay. I liked it. Stephen Amell's the main guy in it, and he played Green Arrow,
Okay.
which is a show I liked. I thought it was actually pretty good.
I might give it a shot.
All right, one more go around on the TV before we get into the show today. Most shocking moment for you guys.
In TV?
In TV?
Yes.
100%.
TV.
You're about to get me real pissed off, Jack, because I got the greatest cinematic, what would have been twist, like crazy thing to happen ever spoiled for me. I got the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones spoiled for me.
What? Really?
Yeah. I'm fucking pissed.
Who?
They took the most.
No. I want a name. I don't know if I don't care if I don't know him. I want a name.
They took what would have been the most like electric 10 minutes of my life away from me.
I
think it was Twitter. Go figure.
I remember we were trying to get one of my friends into Game of Thrones, and we would just watch it most nights, and he refused to watch after the Red Wedding. He was like, I can't watch anymore after that. But no, mine. Shameless. Yeah, I know you're a Shameless guy, Ryan, right?
Yeah.
This isn't even like a shocking like big storyline, but who was Lip's girlfriend in like season 1 and season 2? The blonde hair girl that becomes emo.
I don't remember. I watched that years.
But dude,
ago.
when I remember sitting there when she gets hit by the car out of nowhere, that was like the most wild I've been shocked ever by TV.
When they killed Rob Stark or Ned Stark at the end of season 1, I was shook. I thought he was gonna be a main character.
Well, dude, that's just it's looking at Arya's face and she's like, "Oh, it's my dad getting," you know,
that's why
like
Game of Thrones is the greatest show ever because they're not afraid to kill off main stakes. So you don't know actually what's going to happen.
Yeah, they literally. You guys, I love Game of Thrones.
Watch it, though,
we'll have a Game of Thrones
It's
episode.
literally the greatest show that's ever been on TV.
Yankees pitcher Cody Morris, diehard Game of Thrones fan. I could say in good confidence we could get him on to do a full length Game of Thrones breakdown.
What a pull.
Literally the greatest show ever made on television. All right, guys, I guess we can actually get into the show now. Cavs Pacers tips off Sunday. Second round of the playoffs. What are you most excited about?
I think the most excited I am for is just the actual series for the Cavs. Like, we're going to have a chance to lose games, so it's going to be more interesting. Obviously, there's more stakes on each possession. It's going to be high-level basketball. A lot of points, too. It's going to be a high-scoring series. I think we're a lot better on defense than the Pacers, but I just want to see us in an actual test.
That's what
second round.
And that's my biggest thing too, is it's an actual test. Like from Jump Street against the Miami Heat, and it's like no disrespect to the Miami Heat, but it was apparently clear very early on in that series that the Heat just flat out didn't belong on the floor with the Cavs. You would think that maybe the Heat culture would kick in at some point and they would make some of those games watchable, but the fact of the matter is the only game that was ever close was game 2 when Tony Brothers interfered and tried to make things close. And even that, like, it was a 4-point game at one point late in the fourth quarter, and you still never really felt like the Cavs were like that much out of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing, like, it feels like Sunday will be like the first real playoff game.
I think so too, and that's why I'm excited to see the minutes the most as we come down and get ready for Boston. Ideally, hopefully, like, you're kind of building up for the Eastern Conference Finals and Finals. And when you have that Miami series, like, you don't really get a chance to see, like, are we truly gonna go like what 8-man rotation? Like, how many minutes are guys gonna get because you're playing these blowout games 24/7? And I feel like you kind of want that idea of like how. Because, I mean, even since we got DeAndre Hunter, like, how many nights have you really had to go out all out and play Q1, Q4 all the way through? I don't think it's a crazy shit ton. So you kind of got to see how everyone meshes still in, like, what guys will do in the lower minutes. Because, I mean, at a certain point, you're going to have to start playing your big guns like 35 minutes a night.
I'd expect him to not change it for the first game, but adjustments will come very quickly, and then that's when we'll see if he's seeing someone's unplayable. I think this is the series where he starts taking people out.
That's the question I want to ask you. As of right now, if you had to guess, not telling you to comment anyone here, if there's one guy who you think we're not going to be seeing much more basketball from, who is it?
And we're looking at Isaac Okoro, but I do think he's going to get a chance. At the end of the Heat series, he got a chance to get in there and get some shots up late, which I think was really big for his confidence. He hit like a couple threes at the end of the last game. So if he could continue to just go back to making his corner threes and his open shots and just an occasional drive to the basket on offense, he's still a huge asset for us when he can do that, though.
So for the casual basketball fan, which I am, is Tyrese Halliburton not a superstar? He's voted the most overrated player in the NBA. I saw it in a poll.
I mean, I think I've seen a lot of like the overrated label get thrown out. He's really good though. Like the thing with him is he's a volume scorer, and usually when you get those volume scoring guys, like it's empty stats. It's guys like Book that could go up and put up 40, but like it doesn't really have a big impact on winning. The thing with Halliburton though is he could put up 40 and it's a 140 to 125 victory. So like, is he overrated? Yeah, probably, because the numbers are gaudy, and the Pacers do have a nice team, and Pascal Siakam means a ton to them. So, like, you can't be, like, an all-world superstar when you have a guy that's arguably, somebody else on your team that's arguably the most important piece. But I'm not willing to say that he's, like, the most overrated. Like, he's really good.
Are we talking top 10, top 15?
Top like 15 player,
yeah,
probably
for sure,
like fringe, but I don't think he's overrated. I think he's probably properly rated. He's still the engine to that team. Like Siakam is the best player, and you're gonna like see them go to him in crunch moments. But I mean, Halliburton, when he's getting 15 assists and he's giving you 20 and 10 every night, like that's still just huge comps. I mean, the scoring is iffy because it's not always flashy. He's got the funky jump shot, but he's still like, without him on the team, that's easily a worse team. It's like without a doubt. He's just someone who gets under your skin, talks a lot. So that's probably why a lot of the players voted him overrated.
How about this? Donovan Mitchell has a chance to make history. He's currently tied with none other than Michael Jordan for the most consecutive 30-point performances in the first game of a playoff series. If he does it Sunday against the Pacers, 30 or more points, he'll hold the record by himself.
I mean, it happens unless they double team him. There's going to be so many points scored, bro. I mean, he might average 35 for the series. I mean, we spread it out a lot, but it's going to so many threes, so much fast-paced game. I mean, shows he's just a great scorer. I'd love to see him just go out there and be aggressive and just let it all out there.
So if the Pacers do beat the Cavs, God forbid, knock on wood, blank will be the reason why. It could be a player. It could be.
I will say it's because the Cavs had a complete meltdown. Like, I don't think that there's anything that Indy could really do to like beat Cleveland when it's both best on best. Like, the Cavs are just a better roster. They're a deeper roster. So I would say that like the Indiana Pacers beat the Cleveland Cavaliers because the Cleveland Cavaliers either no-showed or something catastrophic happened.
The Indiana Pacers beat the Cavs if Pascal Siakam and Miles Turner outplay Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. That would be how we lose. If those two get outplayed by two in a combo where I would take our two guys, but there's no slouches over there. If we lose that matchup, that is how we would get in trouble and lose this series.
The Pacers have a better chance. They're not gonna. Better chance of beating the Cavs if Darius Garland is not back above 85% health in this series is what I'm going with.
I mean, they're saying what's the word on that? Because he's still
No
not
contact.
he's still no contact.
According
like,
to Sam Amico of Hoops Player, Darius Garland's going to play.
I don't think that's the worst. Like I think we could still win the series if he's or if he. I think Ty Jerome could step up and really just take those shots.
I think
Still
so,
get it done
too.
For us too. So
especially early out, like if you win a couple of those early games without DG, like you got it in hand.
Guys, I'll be honest. I'm a little disappointed that John Halliburton's not going to be at any of the games this year.
Yeah, right.
he's not pulling out.
What
No.
does banned mean?
What does banned
Apparently
mean?
The Pacers organization and John Halliburton agreed mutually that John won't be attending any more playoff
I
games.
told you he tweaked out, bro. Like you can't be on the court just in somebody's face like
Yeah,
that. Like you don't have a media pass. You're not part of anything. Like nobody told you to be out there.
Yeah,
That's a bigger indictment. One, on the security, because how did you let him run out there? And then two, be that close to a player and all up in his face. Like that's crazy, bro.
Rafa was talking about this yesterday too, but like if literally anyone else besides Tyrese Halliburton's dad is the one who did that, they are never stepping foot in an NBA venue again.
Like,
Right.
he's lucky. He's lucky Giannis didn't touch him.
Yeah.
Like that was still out of pocket. Like in that moment, like you're losing a series you're as mad as you'll ever be. You're probably might be your last game as a Buck on the organization that you set history for, where you're basically the best player ever. And this random 5'7" dad who did not contribute to the game at all, just talking from the stands.
How tall is his mom if he's 6'5"?
Sometimes you
Tyrese.
just hit the genetic lottery. I think his
Yeah.
mom might have played ball though. I don't know, but like Giannis, shout out to him for having self-control and not just like punching the old dude. But
Did
like,
you
yeah,
see
that was
Giannis?
crazy.
Giannis after the game was so funny too. He's like, it was very, very, very disrespectful, and like, and then it was kind of sad. Like Giannis said that like his dad passed away in like 2017 or something, and he was just like saying that like his dad would never do that. He's like he would come to like the family lounge and was like the most respectful guy. Like you would never know, like had no entitlement at all. So the fact that this guy like goes on the court and just like spazzes out and loses his mind, and he's like waving the towel around on the floor. It was bizarre. Like I know you guys might be a little young, but like LeBron's first time in Cleveland,
With Gloria.
people made
Oh, yeah.
people made Gloria out to be like some sort of villain because she was acting up a little bit on the baseline, but I mean she never stepped foot on the court. Like she was always a little bit crazy and like animated down there, but she was never on the like actual.
Closest that got once, I think we were playing the Celtics.
Yep.
And it goes like tumbling out of bounds, and then she's sitting there, and then LeBron runs up. It was like KG, LeBron, and Paul Pierce. I think it was a little thing, but still, like she stayed
In
a
her
fan.
spot, yeah.
She stayed a fan. She wasn't on the floor. Oh, hey man.
I also think like Cleveland, in a world where they didn't do this ban and Mr. Halliburton, I forget his first name, could have
John.
gone to John.
Yeah.
John Halliburton, if he could have gone to games 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the hell. Him and Cleveland would have had such a great rivalry. Like, that would have happened at some point. Like, he would have talked shit about the city of Cleveland. There would have been, like, who's your daddy chance when Donovan drops 50 on Halliburton in game 4. And, like, the dad would come out about how disrespectful Cleveland is. And, like, Chuck would get involved. Like, it would have been a whole thing. And it would have been really, really fun to
It
watch.
could have been. It could have been.
Could've been
I
great
think.
for the ratings.
I think though, Rocket Arena, we're gonna have enough going on courtside Sunday.
You think it
Oh,
happens?
do we
Well, I mean,
think?
the Guardians are already kind of. He's,
Oh, I
he's
thought you
taking
were
over
refer-
the city.
For some reason, I thought you were referring to like LeBron's going to be there, but you're talking about Shador.
There's plenty of.
How would he
outcomes.
not be?
I already saw him on the news. He popped up at like a high school yesterday and was just.
Yeah, he was
talking.
with John Marshall, I
John
think.
Marshall.
He's about to take
yeah.
over the city, man.
I mean, you got the guards hitting the
gonna be-
celebration
Yeah.
yesterday.
They
Did
can't-
we see that?
If they
Yeah.
try to cut him, it's about to be. Oh, it's about. To
No,
be
I mean they
terrible,
can't.
bro.
They're not
They're
going
not gonna cut
to.
him.
They're not going to. I was surprised to see the Guardians doing it yesterday. And I know there was some stuff out there from like some of the, like media, I think, or whatever, people that think that they know what's going on, that they said like it was something with chess club, like That's an awfully close coincidence that Jose Ramirez is putting the wrist up after walking
even if
off
it is,
the
I'm
Twins.
and even if it is, I'm still gonna believe it's about Shador because that's
Oh,
way
absolutely, yeah.
And
right, that's the right.
Quan
mental
did
space to
it.
be in.
Jose did it. Like I think we're past the point of chess club. Like that was a story.
They know
That
the
story
deal.
ran its course like 3
You
years
know,
ago.
Yeah,
bro.
By the way.
and it's just like the thing with it
Perfect
too is
timing.
like for last year you take like they did like the Mario Kart celebration, right? For example, like Jose is a guy who plays Mario Kart, so like that one makes
Yeah.
sense. Like it's not like he's like not involved in what's going on because like he has a different background or something. Like he grew up playing Mario Kart, like so like that makes sense. They all did that. I mean, when the hell has Jose? I mean, maybe he has. When has he ever played? Like, I don't think he's a chess player, right? Like, I don't think he just like walks around to that part of the locker room like they're doing this and that. Like, I think they do something that like universally everyone kind of sticks with.
And
It was
it's right
it was
after the
definitely
draft.
a Shador.
It had to be.
Yeah,
this
and
is-
they and Jose too has a pulse as to what's going on. Like he would-
Absolutely, he
like
does.
when Jake Paul fought in Cleveland, like Jose was ringside. Like he knows what's going on in the city and in the as part of the larger sports conversation. Like he's not in the dark on any of this.
Well, we know Andre
he
Knott
knew
plays
when he
for the Cleveland
flashed that.
Guardians, so he knows all, right?
No comment.
All right, we got to take a break. When we get back, LeBron out in the first round. What does that mean for him? What does that mean for the Lakers? We'll talk about that when we get back on the Big Factor.
That's a-
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Big Factor on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Nick Padone, Rob Watson, and Fairway Ford. Fairway Ford is the biggest Ford truck dealership in the entire state of Ohio. You see right there employee pricing for everybody. You pay less than what they pay. Pre-tariff pricing on all Fords. They have over 500 trucks on their lot in Canfield, so do not let a short drive prevent you from saving literally thousands of dollars on your new truck. The largest inventory of new Ford trucks, lowest pricing, and same hometown level of service at Fairway Ford. Visit their website or scan that QR code. fairwayfordohio.com. Once again, that's fairwayfordohio.com.
I have one more note on the like chess club thing. Say that it did happen at chess club. Where do you think that they got it from?
Yeah, I haven't seen that move in chess, but I'm not. I'm not an avid chess player.
Yeah, so like it does come full circle.
So you think there's like a bad boy Anthony Edwards of chess out there who's not afraid to throw up the wrist up a little bit?
No,
and that's where they're getting it.
I think it's a bunch of kids that live in Northeast Ohio in a chess club that saw Shador Sanders do the wrist up, and
Who else is doing that in literally anything?
The wrist up? No, I
Who
think
else?
it's Shador. Yeah.
and the whole thing with
Well-
the wrist up is it is objectively like a really dumb celebration. Like the
Oh, yeah.
money hands was cool because it was Johnny Manziel kind of flexing on everybody of how much money that he had, despite the fact he wasn't able to make a lot of money. Okay, Shador likes nice watches, so he puts the wrist up. But the funny thing about it is going to be when we get to the third preseason game, and you're going to have the drunk fat dads in the dog pound, like
Yeah,
putting
oh,
the
yeah.
wrist up. Like,
I mean-
that's where it gets really
Well,
funny.
I was reading a bit into the interwebs, aka Twitter comments, about supposedly what it could mean. And the rumor is that
He's saying it's his time, bro.
it's like he talks when it's his time.
It's like what did
so
Big
that
X
now the
Laporte
Guardians
say?
are talking when it's their
He
time.
bought
Again,
a watch with a whole lot of diamonds to show people it's his time.
exactly,
Y'all
right?
saw that Richard Millie, bro. That was flooded out all diamonds. That's why he put the wrist up, bro. He's flexing. But yeah,
Right.
perfect timing and all that with the watch. It
Shit's
works together.
dancing.
But come on, you know what it is. We don't gotta make too much out of this, bro. I don't like people talking about chess club and all this. He put up the Richard Millie. He let y'all know what it was.
Hey, before we dive into the Lakers, I thought about this. I wanted to ask you guys.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, well, watch where I'm going with this one. We're talking about Tyrese Halliburton. He's 6'5", I believe. We're talking about John. His dad is what, 5'7". So I was like, how do you get so tall? Jack, I know your answer to this. I know Rob and Nick, you guys are in relationships, but just throw that out the window for this hypothetical scenario.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy.
Would you date a
So-
girl
that's
shorter
a-
than you?
Shorter?
Shorter.
I
I'm
am.
already am.
I think that's like the most universal.
You know what I meant. I'm sorry.
Taller
Flip that.
than
Rewind.
me.
Would you date a girl taller than you? Is what I meant to say.
I don't think I can do that because I am already 6'6".
So you
I
wouldn't
thought you were
pull up.
6.
What if she was?
6'7".
What if she was a 10 out of 10 7-footer, like Cameron Brink? Cameron Brink.
Oh wait, no, I'm doing that. though.
7-footer.
I'm doing Cameron Brink, that's an exception, bro. But that's still weird, bro. Like I'm mad tall. Like I'm
Cameron
already.
Brink is 6 foot. Rob's taller than Cameron Brink
Oh, how tall
already.
is she?
6'4".
Okay,
Who
no.
is so? What
According to
girls are
this is
taller than
Wikipedia.
6'6"?
Yeah, but
Who?
girl was like 6'10". Like I'm already in the.
You pulling up with Brittany Griner?
I'm
on
in
your
the
arm?
1%. She's chopped, bro. So no. I'm in the 1%, and that girl is in like the 0.0001%, bro. And I think she likes girls too. So
Yeah, I think so.
that's-
She
but
had-
for me to date a girl taller than me, that's insane, bro. That's crazy.
Nick, what about you?
I
Say you, Nick.
don't think so. I mean, like, because I have like the opposite issue of Rob, whereas I'm like short, you know. So like,
You wouldn't let her pick you up?
that's the thing is like I'm 5'9", like on a good day with shoes on. So like, it already would be a little bit weird. I don't think so. I think you gotta say no to that because like at 5'9", I mean if she was the same height, I'd say yeah. Maybe if it's one of those where like you got to go back to back to really see, and she's got me by like an inch or a half inch.
She leans down to give you a peck.
Nah.
Nah, I don't know.
I could
Nah.
do same height though.
Yeah,
I could do same height
that's-
though, and that would be great for the genetics going forward. But if she's got to lean down to do anything, no,
Jumping Jack.
can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm even shorter than Nick, so we're just going further down the evolution cycle of where this answer goes. Yeah, I'm 5'7", so I mean, you really can't think we're going for anyone too tall.
You're telling me you wouldn't date a chick that was 5'8"?
I mean, well, there's a lot of factor. Like if Sydney Sweeney is 5'8", yeah, sure.
All right,
you know, I mean,
hold on, we're about to find
We're not
out.
living in fantasy land.
Well, no, I'm saying I think it's
I bet
case
she's
by
shorter
case.
than
You know,
that.
like
She's 5'3".
it's case by case. I'm sure there's 5'8" girls out there. Yeah,
See, like you
That you
can't
would
do
date.
Megan the Stallion though, because I think she's like 5'8". You couldn't.
no, we can do that. Yeah.
No, you could. You could do.
She's
someone-
5'10".
She's
Oh,
tall.
no, see, now we're back out. Now we're back out.
They call her a stallion for a reason, bro.
Could you handle all that, Jack?
She might break you, big bro.
Hi. My family listens to this show. I'm not answering that question.
Anyways, guys, LeBron's out of the playoffs. 5 games, the Timberwolves beat the Los Angeles Lakers to advance. LeBron's future in question with the Lakers, his playing future, honestly. Obviously, I don't expect him to go out without a farewell tour. Your guys' thoughts, Lakers getting bounced in round 1?
It sucks, man. I'll be honest. You know, like LeBron's the GOAT. That was cemented years ago. You know, at this point, it was 9 years ago. You know, the 2016 NBA championship. LeBron did everything that he needed to do. Down 3-1 against 73-9. First ever unanimous MVP. Like that locked it up. GOAT convo over, dead, done. It's interesting though to evaluate his time with the Los Angeles Lakers because like the one thing that you can't sleep on, and it's what he has in his back pocket for the GOAT debate too, is like 4 straight trips to the NBA Finals was legit. And you look at some of those teams, and it's like, was that the peak of Kyrie Irving? Like, yeah, now we know that was Kyrie's prime. Like, it never really got better than that for Kyrie. Kevin Love, though, and this is no shade at Kevin Love at all. People forget he missed some of those games down 3-1. So that shows how important LeBron was to those runs, 4 straight trips. Obviously, everybody remembers the game where Kyrie and Bron both went off for 41 in Game 5. Game 6 here in Cleveland was crazy. And then ultimately you win it in 7. But to get there in this Eastern Conference and to get past Boston that last year in 2018, which was a tall task when that roster was thrown together in the 11th hour, like LeBron impacted winning here in Cleveland a lot more, I think, than he has in LA. And it's hard to evaluate his entire time there. First year didn't make the playoffs. Second year, I believe, was a first round out. Wins the championship in the bubble.
Guys, was that a Mickey Mouse bubble or no?
Absolutely, it was a Mickey Mouse bubble.
I hate people that say that.
Yeah, I would argue that it was harder. That's like a more difficult championship
Every
because you
player
had to
becomes
take.
Fans.
a 99 overall in a gym where there's no crowd. That like
Yeah.
the fact, like I was watching people like just go crazy, like not missing. Like when you see NBA players practice.
Who was the
just in
dude on the
gym,
Tyler Warren?
Malcolm Brogdon, too, I think, was
it
sick.
TJ?
Warren.
On the Pacers,
Bro,
TJ
he was
Warren.
going
Tyler
crazy.
Warren
Like
just got
you
drafted
saw
by the
like
Jets.
just the max. Like everyone's hitting max potential. They got it done.
Jamal Murray in the bubble was top 5 ever.
Everyone's depressed.
He
You guys
agreed
can't
recently.
go outside. Like anyone who pulled that out. If it wasn't LeBron, everyone would be like hardest ring ever. But it was LeBron.
And
So,
then
like,
he made, and then after that, he made one Western Conference Finals. He was beat by the Suns, in the first round thereafter, who did go to the NBA Finals. He lost to the Nuggets in there too, who won the championship. So it's hard to evaluate his time with the Lakers truly because like it feels underwhelming when you compare it to his time with the Cavs and obviously with the Heat. And if he didn't have that bubble ring, like people would look at that time in LA as a failure. Now, obviously the ring saves everything, and the fact that he did make a conference finals is cool and stuff, but it's definitely harder to evaluate than his time in Cleveland, his time in the Heat.
You know, Ryan, it's a great day to be a LeBron hater. You come out, you see the guy put up 5 points in the fourth quarter combined in the last 2 games of the series. My king, 2.5 points per game in the fourth quarter when it matters most. Doesn't play a lick of defense. Luka doesn't play defense. That team had no business being in the conference finals or anything further than that. And I love Ant-Man, so that's awesome. All this Lakers in 5. It was Wolves in 5 the whole entire time. Bubble ring, 2 rings where he was with the best team in the league by a mile. Ring in Cleveland was awesome, but yeah, so he's got 1 ring now.
All right, let me tap in. All right, we're gonna ignore that because I'm a big LeBron fan, so my blood's boiling right now. But this squad was awful
Yeah.
built. They put it together at the trade deadline, and then your trade for your center, and then we let Rudy Gobert go for almost like 30 and 25 on our heads. But I mean, we got my uncle LeBron is playing center, so I mean, against the 7-2 guy, and JJ Redick's playing like it's an AAU tournament. We're just not subbing players. So like JJ, like I know you said we need to get in championship shape in the offseason, but we're gonna need some subs, buddy. LeBron is 42.
Shout out Bill Belichick.
I mean, this time at LA, it kind of reminds me of LeBron's first time around in Cleveland, just minus the MVPs. It's just like we're not gonna get over the hump. But every year it's like this roster's mid. Boom, boom, this. They make a little step, they take 2 steps back. So minus that 1 ring, it's just kind of like what it is. He can only do so much. He's getting older. But I think next year is going to probably be, in my opinion, LeBron's last year in the NBA. I think because this was year 22, I think he might end it on year 23. They might try to do one last-ditch effort to get a ring. If not, he might actually try to play until Bronny's still in the league. But, I mean, LeBron, I don't know. He's looking older. Bryce, but he's...
And that's only 2 years away,
So
right? So,
maybe.
like, it would be play year 23, and then year 24 would be playing with Bryce or against Bryce or however they
Do you
try
think
to
he
shape.
wants to end his career in LA, or does he want to come back to Cleveland? But I don't think we'd take him at this point.
Well, that's my next question. Where does LeBron go from here? Player option.
About to find out.
Does he go back to the Lakers his 8th year, retire after that, a farewell celebration, or does he go somewhere else?
If it's next year,
Maybe
he'll
Cleveland.
stay in LA. I think if they could get like a big and then maybe one more player. Like I would try to turn Austin Reeves into like 2 players.
So he has a
Negative.
player option, and we know if you followed anything LeBron James over the last 2 decades, he turns those down, and
Likes to keep his options open.
yeah, keeps options open, goes back in, does a 2-year deal with another player option, so we could do the same exact thing next year. But with this potentially being the last dance, maybe he does opt into it. If he opts out, things get interesting because it's like, could he leave? Could he not? You look at this free agency class, and I've already seen LeBron in like so many different like Photoshop jersey swap Groks. Like it's kind of disgusting. It's a weak free agency class, though. You're looking at like James Harden, Kyrie, who's coming off the season-ending knee injury, and 42-year-old Bron. So it's a weird class.
42.
I think he'll be 41 in December.
I don't see him going to another new team. So I really think it's just LA or Cleveland. But I don't see us like breaking the bank or like trying to mess with the chem, because if LeBron comes in, that just like, but it depends on how this year ends, though.
That's what I was going to say.
Couldn't you see a world where they just can't get past Boston?
Or if I mean, God forbid, if we lose this series, I can see them trying to make a big move, or like we need that extra thing to get over the hump, like we get destroyed by Boston again. But if it's a good year, I think it's good. What is that?
Or Rockets.
I'm waiting to see.
I'm
the
calling it
Spurs.
right now, today,
waiting to
the
see
year
the
of our
Spurs
Lord
next.
2025. LeBron James Houston Rocket, join all the kids down there.
He can't play in Houston, bro. I can't
Why
see
not?
him playing on one of them teams. It just doesn't.
It's too random.
Yeah, no.
It's Michael Jordan on the Wizards.
Yeah, he's nah.
He did 5 points in the fourth quarter in the last 2 games combined.
Bro. I mean, Luka's the ball handler. He's taking all the shots. LeBron is guarding centers. He's 45. He's getting tired, and he's playing 40.
He gets 3 years older every single time you talk about
playing
him.
48 minutes a game, bro. I mean, he's playing.
Yeah.
I mean, guarding.
They needed a center. The
guarding
Lakers
Gobert is
season died.
crazy.
A lot of people said it at the time too, and like actual people that like know basketball, and they were just flat out ignored. That when the Mark Williams thing with Charlotte fell through, that was really when the Lakers season was over. Like everybody knew that in a best of 7, you got to win 4 games. You could look at Killian Hayes and be like, that's just not going to cut it.
That was the crazy narrative that I saw. And again, I'm not a massive basketball guy, but like everyone coming out and talking about, like, as long as I've known the name Jackson Hayes, I've known him as a massive meme in the NBA. I could be wrong with that, but like back to his Pelicans days, like everyone just seems to shit on the guy.
Spot on.
And now magically it's like, oh, well, if they friggin' played him, like things would have changed. Like, doesn't he suck? I know he's tall, but
it's the LeBron factor. Like people are looking at LeBron to lift this guy into something that he's just not.
He's not an amazing player. Athletic kid, but really
Yeah.
like, the intangibles, it hasn't really all clicked. Like,
Yeah.
he's the high potential guy out the draft. But you had to play him. Like, you had to. You're watching Rudy Gobert get 24 rebounds and 27 points. I don't know when the last time Rudy Gobert scored 20 points was.
pre-COVID.
Bro, he's just killing you on the glass. And then you got Luka. He's got to guard Julius Randle because we're going small, and you're just getting killed like everywhere. And it's just JJ makes no adjustments. I'm not saying if they put Hayes in, they win the series, but it's just no height on the court at all, and you're getting murdered with no adjustment. It's just
The season ended when that Charlotte trade fell through. That was wraps.
But that was on the Lakers' accord, no?
yeah, they didn't
Yeah.
pass him. They
Yep.
didn't pass him, and Mark Williams finished playing the season. So, I mean, that's interesting. I wonder what actually is wrong with him,
Yeah.
and then what the difference is between the Charlotte medical staff and what the Lakers.
because they
Did you
said
guys,
the Lakers. It was something with like long-term health. So it
He's
wasn't
probably got like a degenerative hip or knee.
Yeah.
Didn't wanna invest.
Did you guys see he like tweeted out like a smile emoji when they lost?
Nah,
And
you know the
the
one?
comments were nuts on that
On
post.
IG, he got a story post. The dude that's like at the funeral, he's like standing there like, pull up to
R.I.P.
my
Bozo.
ops-
Yes.
Yeah.
Hop to my ops funeral to make sure he was dead. He posted that on his IG story, bro. So Mark's he would have made a difference though in this series.
Yep.
I mean, it definitely wouldn't have been Timberwolves in 5. So I mean,
All right, we got to take a break. When we get back, talking about Bill Belichick again. Charles Barkley is now joining the ranks of people who are concerned for Bill. Obviously, young girlfriend Jordan Hudson. We talked about it last episode. Talk about it a little more when we get back on the Big Factor. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Nick Padone, Rob Watson, and our great friends over at Garage Beer. Guys, Garage Beer comes in just 2 flavors. You can see right there, classic light lager as well as that classic lime. Guys, it's just beer-flavored beer. No frills, no bitterness, none of that IPA taste, just classic beer-flavored beer. You can find local retailers who sell Garage Beer near you by visiting their website today, drinkgaragebeer.com, or scan that QR code. I say it pretty much every time I talk about Garage Beer, the best drink to watch, or best thing to drink when you're watching any sports game. All right, guys, we're talking about Bill Belichick. A lot of wild theories going around on the internet. Some people are saying she's out to use him. She I guess, gained a lot of money since she started dating Bill Belichick. Jordan Hudson, 24-year-old former collegiate cheerleader. I saw she dated, something came out yesterday on the Twitter sphere. She was in a previous relationship with a senior citizen.
64.
And the guy, I don't forget his name.
Early bird. She likes the early bird
So
special.
she took a 9-year increase on this.
But the guy came out and said good words about Jordan's character. He said something like she's wise beyond her years. She was a good partner, I believe was one of the quotes. Maybe Bill's just living life.
How rich was that guy?
Probably pretty rich.
Yo,
Well, you also got to nothing against Jordan at all, but I think you got to account for the fact that maybe this guy's just a consummate professional as well. Like maybe he's just not going to come out and air any grievances.
I don't know. Maybe Jordan's just into that.
I just don't understand all of the hoopla about this. It'd be one thing if she's using him for his money, and even if she is, Bill probably.
I mean,
doesn't-
do you see the real estate
Let's-
thing?
It's like
let's be
9
real,
million or
though.
something like that.
8 mil
Let's
in
be
real
real, though.
estate.
Does Bill really give a fuck?
I
No.
mean, Bill's rich, bro, but I mean, this is just nasty. You hate to see a legend go out.
But
like
if he's
this.
getting play, why are people so upset with it?
The
Bro,
weird
I still
thing,
don't know if Bill's
Here's the
getting played.
weird thing.
If
Yeah,
Bill's not,
I don't-
if Bill's
yeah.
not getting play, then yeah, something diabolical is happening.
No, the weird layer of this is the fact that this guy has to go coach a college football game in like a couple months.
Dog, them
And
student sections.
yeah. And so like the recruiting, the student sections, the actual, like imagine the home games, but then really imagine the away games.
Oh, yeah.
Games when they do lose.
Like and like this is UNC, like we're talking about here. This isn't exactly a powerhouse. So like it's kind of like, I don't know. We've talked about Shador on the show. Obviously, like you look what Prime did at Colorado. Like it's tough to do that, but like I think that's kind of what people are expecting out of Belichick and like the ACC to go in there and like actually make this like a watchable product. You hear stuff that she's involved in every layer of his personal and professional life. I mean, is she deciding to go for it on 4th and 1 or take the
Yeah,
field
that's
goal?
like I was gonna
heard
ask.
She was at practices.
What-
I would shit
Like
myself.
what color sweatshirt is she? Like for the signals. That's the
Like,
big key.
This is bad.
So Rob, there's so many theories. You had a theory. Listen, I subscribe to your theory. Bill Belichick didn't get host. He's got to find
Doesn't
peace
get
for the first time
host.
probably in his life. I'm sure he has more free time. He's still very occupied, maybe a little bit more free time at UNC than he would be with the New England Patriots. I subscribe to that theory, Rob.
I seriously think he's in over his head, bro. You know, every young man, you probably fumbled your first baddie or they had you acting different, bro. So
Facts.
this is what's going on with Bill right now. He
He just didn't get it out.
he was previously married or whatever. He's simping or whatever he's doing right now.
This is 3 though. I mean, he's been married twice.
Oh, so no,
I'm
he's
not going to
cool.
speak
Yeah,
on the
that's-
looks of the other women. Don't know what they look like, but he's definitely in a whole nother ball game. He's in the deep end of the pool right now, and I think Bill's going to be drowning come the season when he's got to balance all this, and then you get popped by like Clemson by 40.
Yep.
So let me ask you all this. Let's say you're 65. You're pretty wealthy. You've had an amazing career. And you find yourself to be single. Would you start dating a 25-year-old?
Dating.
It's different though because like I feel like none of us will be of the same like ilk, legend, and celebrity.
Yeah, it's
as
a
Bill
way different
Belichick.
ball
Be a
game.
public figure, and
But
then
let's
be
just
doing
say
this.
you are.
So now say I'm Bill.
Yeah.
I couldn't have her on my arm like he's doing. The optics
Same.
are just awful. And
Same.
then for the rest of my family and my kids, that's just
Same.
like that's mental problems and therapy that's gonna be going on for years, bro. Like that's terrible.
Yep, same here.
What if Steve?
No, screw you guys. If he's happy, he's happy. If I was Bill and I was in that
Selfish,
position
bro.
and that's what was best to make me happy, I busted my ass for 40 years, sat and watched tape after tape after tape after all 22.
So
You want a Latina? You want a Latina?
Would you guys be uncomfortable if your dad's started
Yes.
dating a young squeeze like
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
To
We talked
Jack's
about it
point,
last time.
though,
Yeah, that
he's
doesn't
probably
change.
living for himself for the first time in his life.
Yeah.
Like, he was
Right.
married to the game for all this time, so it's really just a bad scenario overall. But I
Here's
mean,
the thing,
You also gotta
though,
think he's a parent,
still
though,
head
too.
Coach. He's still a head
Yeah,
coach.
bro, I
It's
don't
not that this is Bill Belichick retired done.
Yeah.
This is a guy that's gonna go coach games.
Man, I don't know why Bill did that.
I find it fascinating too. There's a couple other notes that came out here. There's a really good column on this. I want to give the proper attribute here. Mike McCarthy from Front Office
coach?
Sports.
Okay.
Put out like a really good column. Burge Nigerian was the head of PR / chief of staff for the Patriots for a lot for the dynasty. This dude was the chief of staff. He declined a position on the UNC roster. So Edelman and Gronk on their podcast said that she has taken over Burge Najarian's role with UNC. So she's pretty much the VP of player personnel.
Jordan Hudson?
Yes.
Bro, what?
This is about to be
Yes.
a mess,
Go
bro.
read it on Front Office Sports. Another layer of this, because obviously
Maybe
now
she knows ball. I don't know.
people are
She
looking
doesn't
into
know
her
ball.
and like her upbringing, because she's not that old. Like she's, like her parents or her mom, I guess, owns a sex shop in Massachusetts.
Okay, shout out to
Interesting.
Bill though. Shout out to Bill though. Okay, that kills the no play allegations. Hopefully.
Yeah. I was gonna say though too, not to totally get away from this topic, but in the same interview, which I think, people are talking about it like nationally, but like we haven't really talked about it yet. I think the Robert Kraft stuff is arguably way crazier than what's going on with Jordan Hudson at the time too.
Yeah, but Robert
For
Kraft
sure,
wasn't
that was-
dating them.
Yeah, Robert Kraft did something illegal.
He was just getting off in a legal way.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's still kind of crazy. He doesn't even mention him in the
Bill's
book.
heart is in this.
You know,
I think
Correct.
it just,
His heart is in it, and his finances are now
Yeah.
like
you just
tied
and
to
now
it.
your image, bro. Like if he would have he could have kept this on the low, bro. Like popping out red carpet events and all that, bro. Like he's doing way too
So
much.
is this
bro.
chick the one he was caught on the Ring doorbell with? You guys remember that video?
I remember
I
that.
remember that. Yeah.
Or was that a different?
All sleuth.
I don't know, bro. He really walked out he literally walked out what looked like my college house in Boston with like some chick, bro, and just got
So
like.
if
this
you
is just
guys
a bad
you
look.
guys had a daughter and she was 24 and she pulled up
I'm not allowed
to meet the
this.
rent.
Yeah, that's
and she pulled up with Bill Belichick, would you be chill?
Yes, if you get one conference title ring, I think.
What if they're Patriot fans?
no.
I
I'm
don't
not
care.
getting a conference title. No,
Dude, you're 75.
If you're a Patriots fan, yeah.
You were 50.
I do believe this.
They love
the,
Bill.
The
Are you
parents in the
serious?
sex shop were based in like Massachusetts area.
Oh,
So,
so
like,
they're chill with Bill
there's a
hitting it.
there's
This might
a,
be a play. They might be setting Bill up. This might be a long-term play, bro. It comes out in a couple years that
It is.
it wasn't happenstance that she wasn't on that airplane, if that's where they so met, bro. So,
It is confirmed that the shirtless Bill Belichick from the Ring camera is in fact Jordan Hudson.
Okay,
that's so nasty.
that makes a lot of
that's,
sense.
yeah. I mean, so this has been going on. I don't like any of this. This makes me all feel icky. Like,
Yeah, me
I
too.
hope that this is kind of the last time that we talk about it.
What if
But
he's just having fun,
It
man?
won't be.
But
the
it's
last
not,
time.
because he straight said himself that it's a personal and professional relationship.
Yeah, when the season starts, watch, bro. Or when they do break up and then
Maybe
Bill
there's role
loses
playing.
everything, bro. Watch. This is about to get.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Me and Rob are
and
on
he
the
loses.
same page.
It doesn't
with
end
it.
well.
So what
bro.
you're
It
saying, this is 100% GG's for Bill Belichick.
Oh yeah, he's cooked, bro. You stepped out, so now everyone sees this. She's tied into your work. You spent all your life building, so now she's got her paws all in that. And then you still gotta go be the Bill you were. Like you gotta succeed at UNC, regardless. Now if you guys win, a little bit of this will slide. But now if you guys are like 4-7, miss a bowl game, it's over with, bro. You're like it's gonna get bad.
All right, I'm gonna break down there. I'm gonna give you their records in a second. Looking
They
at the
lost
schedule.
Hampton, too. Like who's on the roster now?
I mean, their schedule is ass.
All right, Jack, do that while we take a break. All right.
No, their schedule is terrible.
You
They're
look
gonna
up
be
their
fine.
they have TCU week 1. That's a loss.
TCU's been bad the last couple of years.
It's in North Carolina, but I'm still.
I would take
Close
North
game.
Carolina in that one.
Then they've got Charlotte.
What if Jordan Hudson is? Wait.
I think we're starting 4-0 going
Did-
into Clemson.
they've
Did
got
they start?
Richmond
Did they
is a
start
top
dating
place.
before he took the job?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then there goes my theory. What
If
he's a
she was
massive
on that
Duke
Ring
fan?
doorbell, that was his last year on the Pats, wasn't
yeah,
it?
that was. Yeah.
So Bill's been active for a little while.
Nah, Bill's a freak, bro.
So he's been outside.
Oh.
All right,
Maybe that, and maybe that's
No, they're gonna
where
be
the
good.
airplane
I might
theory
place a
gets the
playoff
ball.
bet on them actually.
Bro.
I don't know about that. All right, we got to take a break, guys. Last one when we get back in the Big Factor, wrapping it up. Playing a little Friday game, fair or foul. We'll be right back on the Big Factor. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Big Factor. Rob, you look a little different, by the way. Jack, we're doing fair or foul. Take it away, brother.
Yeah, fair or foul. We'd like to welcome on. I think it's a new tradition, I would say. We've done 3 times now. Every time we get a new intern here at Big Play, we got to bring him on the Big Factor, run him through some questions. If you saw Bailey's iconic DeQuell Jackson answer, we got our man Joey Pfaff, day 2, I believe, officially, here at Big Play. We thought, what better way for the people and for our coworkers who are meeting him for the first time to get to know Joey Pfaff and get to know each other a little bit with some icebreakers, some fair or foul questions.
Let's do it.
Actually, my first ever pre-working a Big Play task was writing fair or foul questions. So
Yes, it was.
big, here we go. Joey also wrote these, so that's the important thing to note as well. So we got some real good
He should be
conversation going
reading
on
them
here.
Probably.
What?
Then.
Do you want to read them?
I can read them.
No,
Alright.
he could partake. Let him partake.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's more fun to
Yeah, that's
partake
true.
than it
I'll
is to
answer. I'm
read.
gonna answer too.
All right.
All right. Fair or foul? 1 horse-sized duck would be easier to defeat than 100 duck-sized horses.
Pause. Say it again.
Yeah, slower.
1 horse-sized duck, so like a massive duck,
Sure, I'm following.
right, would be easier to defeat than 100 duck-sized horses.
Foul. I'd rather take
The 100?
the 100.
Dude, ducks are big.
Ducks are big.
Bro, I'd be kicking them shits. Quit playing. I'm not trying to fight
No,
a giant ass
dude. No,
duck.
you would not.
No.
Yes, I would.
I'm taking the big duck.
I'm taking big foul.
Big duck. I'll go fair. Yeah, because the big one,
Yeah, that's tough, bro. You know how quick ducks do that?
Bro.
you would think that the big one.
Rob, we're locked on this stuff.
The
by
big
way.
one, it's only one. The 100 horses, though, it's 100 horses is what you have to remember, but they're the size of ducks.
I think you.
Horses,
It's gotta be the one. It's gotta be the one. It's gotta be the one. Yeah.
because one, you've got a chance of getting behind it, and it's a duck, so ducks are slow. They don't move the same way as a horse. All right, I like that one.
Nah, bro, they'd be
Yeah.
biting my ankles.
I wrote the question. I don't know the answer. I'd rather take the duck though. I think.
Duck.
I
Yeah,
think
you got to
big
go.
duck?
duck.
Big duck.
Based off the size.
I think you got to.
All right. Going to the sports. I love this question. All right. Fair or foul? Bringing a mitt to a baseball game as a 21-plus-year-old.
Oh, that's absolute foul.
So foul.
Yeah, that's foul. I was gonna
Big foul. Big foul.
give the one
Big foul.
caveat.
No, there's no
being
caveats.
is if you were in those like dugout seats where like you could straight get decapitated, like where you're right behind home plate.
Nah, soft
and there
hands.
was no net. But yeah, you got to be able to.
Soft hands.
Yeah, if you're
Soft
if you're
hands.
down there with the glove, you're
The first
cringing
thing they
it. So
teach you, soft
I'm
hands.
I agree. You're foul.
That's foul.
Yeah.
What's your guys? Give me the guy. Give me your guys' age. The cutoff of when it's okay.
When you get your driver's license,
Yeah, I
it's
like
over
that.
for you. You can't be driving yourself to the game with the
With a
mitt in your
glove.
car.
Yeah.
I agree.
Joey, when's the last time you brought a glove into a Major League Baseball stadium?
I never have.
I had to be 8 maybe.
Okay. I think it's about.
From then on, I could use my hands.
I think to be totally honest, 10 probably is where the cutoff is on that one. Okay. Fair or foul? Sitting in the front row at a game and not being able to name a single player. Like just those people who like they have the better seats than you, and those people's existence, just their existence, foul in my opinion.
Hey, I can't ever hate on somebody's dough.
Yeah, I'm not pocket
Okay.
watching.
I'm not pocket watching.
I'm gonna say fair.
Fair.
If you got it like that. Also, too, it depends. Like,
Did you get it out the mud, or were you given this cash?
we need to get Rob a mic.
Yeah, we need to try to get you
Rob
back
said,
over.
Rob said Ice Spice courtside at the Knicks game. Yeah, I mean, that's,
Oh,
fair.
valid. Isn't she
That's
dating
fair.
Sauce Gardner?
Yeah.
That's my guy. So valid.
She's dating Sauce Gardner. I did not know that. Okay.
It's a word on the
Okay. Fair or foul? Betting on the team your favorite team plays is an emotional hedge.
So betting against it. So like Browns Steelers, I'm betting the Steelers.
Money line for the emotional hedge.
That's fair. I'm gonna give that fair. That's an intelligent play. Especially like, come on, we're Cleveland sports fans. I've never actually done it because like I just if I'm gonna bet on the Browns, like if I'm going down, I'm gonna go down with a heartbreak. So like I would never do it, but I know people personally who do it, and you guys know someone who I'm talking about. So it's fair. Like it's actually a sensible thing to do. I should probably do it.
It's a smart play.
It's fair, but I don't mess with that. You got to stick to your guns.
Right, so if it's Browns Steelers, you're
You
betting
guys-
on the Steelers because that way, if they beat you, you feel all right. 'cause
No,
at
no,
least you got money out of
I
it.
think emotionally hedging is one of the dumbest, most cowardly things a human being could do. Like I think you are actually no. That's a good question because it makes me mad. You are such a loser if you bet on the other team to win a game. Like I will tell you, sit here in full transparency. When I watched my Notre Dame Fighting Irish go down, I had money on Notre Dame. You either you ride with your team, you either go all the way up with them or you go all the way down with them. You don't get that emotional.
Scared money doesn't make money, guys.
Exactly.
No,
Scared money doesn't make money.
That's how I am too. I'm the same way. Like I will bet on but it's fair because it's the intelligent thing to do because that way you could hang your emotions on the fact that at least I made money.
See, like I make fun of my friends when they do. Do you guys not make fun of your friends when they do the emotional hedge?
No, because I'm like, that's smart. Because after my team gets lost and I feel like shit and I lost $50, I'm
but then I think, you know what? At least I lost $50 with my goddamn guys.
You're happy with 95, but your team still lost, though.
Yeah. No.
That's true.
All right.
That's true.
Fair or foul. Leaving a close game to beat traffic on the way home.
Foul.
No, that's so foul.
That's foul. Foul.
Is that an across the board foul from everyone?
Yeah.
Here's why you're gonna sit in traffic
Regardless.
Either way, yeah.
Either way, like that is one of the biggest. We should go to we should go to like 2 back-to-back Guards games this summer and do a game where we leave like at the start of the 9th inning and miss the end of it and time ourselves to get home and do it when you like the game actually ends in time. It's very, there's no difference at all.
We also don't live in New York City. We live in fucking Cleveland, Ohio. When was the last time there was ever like traffic?
And that's the thing too. Even if you live in New York, like it's already a L. The fact that you're in a highly populated area and you're trying to get out of that area, it's gonna be cooked regardless. You're gonna be in it regardless. Like the one argument that people have is like parking garages. I've heard that argument. Well, like you at least got to get out of the garage and in motion. It's gonna happen regardless.
Well, then you back the puppy in on the way there so you can pull out earlier. There's tons of things you can do to avoid it. Joey, I feel like this one's probably a personal one for you based off of it being on the list.
Yep.
Fair or foul? Guys, go into fashion here. Socks and sandals.
Fair.
I wear socks and sandals all the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do as well. Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're crossing. Okay, well, I was going to say it's a look good, feel good, play good, but I know a lot of people who actually disagree with us.
Like with Birkenstocks, I'll wear socks all day.
Same.
Yeah. It is definitely like a grow up playing
Catch me
sports.
with my Nike Elites when I was 14. Rocking slides.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a long time. I will say, like in my like, it's also like an elite. Like you run out of the house to go get a sweet treat. Like I'm just throwing on slides. I have evolved though, like into, and you guys all know this, like a massive Crocs guy.
and it's a great move.
Like I'm opting Crocs over the slides these days.
The one thing, Nick, and just because, I mean, you're a friend of mine, I care about your health and safety, obviously, like away from the brand itself. You got to make sure that you put it in sport mode next time you get on a ladder, because I was fearful for your life when you were not in sport mode on that ladder.
Yeah, we were doing some work here at the studios the other day. I was up on a ladder in Crocs, and Jack thought it was crazy, but that just speaks to my affinity for the Crocs, man. I feel that comfortable in them. I've worn them long enough that I knew. Yeah, they're versatile. I knew that I could hop up on that ladder.
Do you have any
I'd be
gibbets?
fine. And look, I am fine. Yeah, I got plenty of gibbets. I got a Reese's gibbet. I have a couple of Office gibbets. I got a Browns gibbet, a Cavs gibbet. I had a Guardians one at one point, but I think it fell off. I've got a sushi gibbet.
Oh, so you got some gibbets.
Oh, I got gibbets.
Yeah. Sorry I wasn't familiar with your Duffy on that one.
Yeah.
All right, fair or foul, last one, guys, is a hot dog a sandwich?
I'll go to my grave saying a hot dog is a sandwich.
You're a loser.
Tell me 2 buns with meat.
Tell me how it's not. Tell me how it's not.
Are you also on the hot dog and sandwich wave?
I think so.
Joey, where are you
have
at?
a
I
piece-
think technically it is if you want to get technical, but like no.
It's not a sandwich.
You have
so.
meat between a piece of bread.
Jack,
Yeah.
riddle me this. All right, if you guys are saying it's one piece of bread, you go to Subway and you get a meatball sub. They crack open the one piece of bread and they scoop your meatballs in there. Also, if you're getting a meatball sub at Subway, you're probably a maniac. That's probably the worst sub to get.
Wait, are you serious?
Oh,
It's
you-
one,
was
it's still
that
one-
a personal shot at me?
That's
Are you aware of that?
That's
with
all
me?
Jack gets is meatball.
I
subs.
only get meatball subs from Subway.
All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
I
Huge
know,
shout
you
out
can't
to
do that to
Grind
meatball
Beer.
subs. Are you
Huge shout out to
serious?
Fairway Forward.
Insane.
Appreciate everybody tuning in.
Crohn's disease doesn't matter. My stomach. It's gonna be effed up either way. It doesn't
Jack,
matter.
Dude, like the meatball. I mean, I've done it before and I haven't felt great about it. It's just the fact, like, I don't know. Subway, not yet a sponsor. Maybe they probably won't be after I say that. But dude, like,
I don't know what's in a hot dog either, dude. You know, I mean, so you gotta take a calculated risk sometimes.
I guess.
All right,
All right.
interesting. I'm going fair on that.
Yeah, hot dog sandwich.
I think that's such a foul ball.
Foul.
Maybe
Exactly. Hot dog's a hot dog. It's a different category. It's like Prince, Ichiro. It's its own thing.
All right, maybe we'll pull it. All right, guys, we got to
Yeah,
get out of
we'll
here. We're
pull
way
it.
past time. Appreciate everybody tuning in to the Big Factor. Huge shout out to Garage, huge shout out to Fairway Ford. We'll be back on Monday at 10 a.m. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Peace out.
Friday.